Millions waking up this morning with winter weather on the ground. Look at this guy with a shovel. I was calling it a scooper earlier. I think I'm going to rename the shovel the scooper. And it looks like he's pulling a little salt perhaps behind him. That looks like one of those little fertilizer type mechanisms, and you can put salt in them and you can get salt on the ground here. There is still wintry weather coming down as Freya is exiting the northeast. Behind it, there are a few snowflakes left. But it is out with the old, and we're going to zoop that away. Oh, I didn't time it properly. In with the new, as we have Garnett is going to be marching across the northern tier, bringing us heavy snow and potential travel troubles. Don't forget, we have the big game on Sunday, and it doesn't stop there, by the way. We've got our eyes on more snow, sleet, and ice for the next week as temperatures plummet more than 20 degrees below average. Good morning and welcome into America's Morning Headquarters. I'm meteorologist Stephanie Abrams alongside meteorologist Jim Cantori and Lynette Charles. Jim, we are in an active pattern as we head all the way through next week. It's going to be nonstop.
Yeah, if you count.
Yeah, I mean, come on, ride that train because it is just the nonstop express here with multiple systems into early next week. Cold air is going to plunge a little bit farther south. It's not going to stay as far north as it's been. Then we're going to get moisture tossed up and over that. And we have two disturbances. One that comes in really Tuesday will be the big day for this, Tuesday into Wednesday, and then Wednesday into Thursday for our next system that's going to come through. And they kind of blend together here because they are so back to back for us. But they're both going to have quite a punch to them. This is the overall weather through next Thursday. And remember, I mean, yes, technically it starts on Monday, but it's really impactful as we head late Monday into our Tuesday. So it's kind of an all-week event for us here, Monday through Thursday, that we're going to see the weather. Notice the Euro model has a heavier snow farther north, while the GFS has it a little bit farther south for us, kind of in the midsection. So the Euro, notice Monday, okay, there we go, evening. You see it really comes together. And then Tuesday, it's just an all-out mess for us. And it doesn't get super into the northeast. Excuse me. We've got another one. Excuse me.
You got a three? You got another one in there?
No, I just got a twofer. Just a twofer. Just a twofer.
Oh.
Just like the weather systems here in the gym, in the East Gym. It's
nice
a twofer.
Analogy. I love it.
It's a twofer. But notice the second one's much more intense for us here with strong winds on the backside. Now, the Euro also gets everything out of here by our Friday. The GFS has both systems, but I want you to notice a couple differences. This first one doesn't get anyone near Boston, really. Just barely tries to. The second one comes in not as intense in the northeast, but it has both of them. So we know this is happening, and we're going to iron out all those little details as we go throughout really next week. So Monday into Tuesday, real quick, I just want to show you this is what your forecast looks like. It's going to be quite messy for us, and then we reset with our next one kicking off on Wednesday. Jim, it's really going to be hard to tell where one, finishes and the other one begins because they are right after another.
Abrams, I got one word: hyperactive.
Yes.
Right?
As are my allergies.
The pattern is hyper.
Let's have a look at some of our icing totals. This is in panorama. We're talking 4/10 of an inch. Actually, 45/100 of an inch if you want to get technical here. So it is a very little amount. You're not even talking an inch. Less than an inch. Less than half an inch. And you can see big time issues with the icing. And unfortunately, we could see more of this with our next couple systems. Welcome back into America's Morning Headquarters. It is the first Friday in February, and the storm train is going to continue to chug along from coast to coast. We have more wintry weather, rain, thunderstorms. It's all coming in. And the first storm that we have, because there's many, is Garnett. That comes in this weekend. I mean, it's already started, Jim, but I mean, it's really going to be impactful this weekend.
Yes. What's the next storm after that?
ABC of GH is Harlow, because I want to sing some Jack Harlow songs. And then Ileana is the I name.
Fantastic, Abrams.
Well, I got help on the Ileana. I'm like,
over
to you. Southern California has been devastated by the Palisades and Eden fires, which burned more than 37,000 acres combined, leaving the ground charred and full of toxic debris, posing a real problem not only for the soil, but the water, really for everything.
Right. So the big question is, can the soil recover? Let's bring in Dr. Alex Beebe, Assistant Professor of Geology at the University of South Alabama. Alex, thanks for talking to us. We know this soil goes hydrophobic, but it's bigger than that in the fact that what does it have in it now after everything's
Chemicals,
burned? I mean, can you even, how do you even classify it?
It's really highly variable. And
Millions are waking up this morning with wintry weather on the ground, some still falling from the sky. Winter storm Freya made scenes like this across the Northeast. A guy going on with his little shovel. I was like, what is that called again? Earlier, my brain was, I'm like, a scooper. It's a scooper, right? They're like, Steph, a shovel. I'm like, yes, a shovel, but I'm now renaming shovels scoopers. I think he's probably got a little salt maybe pulling behind him there as well. But it's out with the old and in with the new. Winter storm Garnett is following right in the same path here, marching across the northern tier, feeling heavy snow and potential travel troubles ahead of Sunday's big game. And it doesn't stop there. We've got our eyes on more sleet, snow, ice, rain as temperatures plummet more than 20 degrees below average next week. So we have Garnett this weekend and then 2 more systems next week in the east. Good morning and welcome into America's Morning Headquarters. I'm meteorologist Stephanie Abrams alongside meteorologist Jim Cantori and Lynette Charles. First, let's recap Freya, Jim, so people can get a taste of maybe some of the things they might see with these storms that are to come.
And that's also give the girl who was born and raised in South Florida, a little leeway.
What's that?
Okay, with the scooper and the salt spreader. Okay, I mean, Steph isn't used to those kind of things, so she's not going to really know.
I think scooper is a much better name than shovel, Jim. I mean, I don't know. It's more fun. A scooper. Get your scooper.
Yeah, get your scooper out there. Get your.
It's been gusting over 50 miles an hour today. And then, Jim, I just looked up the numbers in Paynesville, and it does go just above freezing. It's like 32, then 34. But I don't know exactly what time that accident was.
Right.
And so, again, it could have been a mix. It could have been ice. It could have been rain. Yeah. But all those
that vehicle was moving way too fast. I will tell you that.
That was definitely scary. Thankfully, it looks like everyone was totally okay with that. Cold air coming south. Moisture going over it. What does that mean? More ice, more mix, more freezing rain potentially. And we do have a couple of disturbances. This first one's really Tuesday into Wednesday. Our next one pops on the scene Wednesday into Thursday is when we will see the bulk of the action from it. And they're going to move through. So next week is going to be a very active week across the Midwest, the Plains, the South, and into the Northeast as well. Let's break it down. This is Monday through Thursday. So you're talking essentially the whole week. GFS has snow farther north. The Euro has snow farther north than the GFS does. And I can show you them coming together. This is Monday through the day. See, Monday's coming together. It's really Tuesday when we're going to get hit hard with this. And then as we head through the evening, it is still in the Northeast. But look where the low is located here. We do see a little bit of snow getting into New England. And then our next system comes on the scene, really hits us Wednesday into our Thursday. Very intense low pressure here with very strong winds and snow on the backside of it. That moves out. The GFS has both systems too. But notice a little bit farther south, just like the QPF showed us with the snow, doesn't really get deep into New England here and pulls out. Our next system right on its heels, not as intense as it goes into the Northeast. But both systems are going to cause really messy weather. So this is how it breaks down nicely in one slide. System number 1, Monday as we head into Tuesday evening into the Northeast. And then it's the next system that's going to begin as we head into our Wednesday. And Jim, it's going to be hard to tell where they start and end because it looks exactly the same.
Exactly.
That's number 2.
Totally hyperactive. The second one does look